Hey everyone, I'm Steve Marinelli from Equinix here at KubeCon, and with me right now is Rob Sirchia. Rob, how's it going?
Good. How are you?
I'm good. You know, it's day 3 of the conference. I think we're all feeling a little tired today, but
The look of exhaustion on everyone's face here is amazing. Like everyone has that look. It's like it's day 3. So when did you get in? Did you get out in this? Were you here on Monday?
I got in on day 0.
Day 0. So
yeah, what about you?
Monday? I was last Friday because we did Cloud Native Rejects. So
awesome.
It's been 7 days in this wonderful city of Chicago.
Awesome. So before we get into stuff, let's tell people who you are, who do you work for, what do you do there?
My name is Robert Sirchia. I am the Director of Community Evangelism. I run our DevRel for SUSE, and I focus on our consumer communities. We have a couple communities. We have contributors. We have a community dedicated to that that's under OpenSUSE, and I manage everything for the communities that consume our software, less contribute to it. I say we don't take contributions, but we have a different focus group on that because contributors have different needs that a consumer community doesn't have. They require special caretaking. Do you understand that?
I kind of get the hidden meaning there.
Yeah.
All right. So what are you all doing at KubeCon? Pretty famous open source company at an open source conference.
Yeah, well, I mean, we're an open source company that's bought other open source companies, and we're we can't get enough of the open source. We're doing something similar to this. We've been doing a live show. We've been talking about the Rancher 2.8. Rancher Prime now has had some new features slapped in there, and to make it I don't want to say more valuable, but to round out that offering. So that's what customers buy them when they buy support. We call it Prime, and that's exciting as well. And then, I mean, not to jump ahead, but we do have a Rancher AI. We have a Rancher AI, and actually we have one that's current for customers, and we have a new one that's in, I don't want to say a POC, but they're working on a new AI, and we can talk about that whenever.
Yeah, no, that sounds really cool. Let's kind of jump to it now. Like, what makes Rancher AI different than, I guess, like typical Rancher? Is it a whole different thing?
So the Rancher AI right now is available for Rancher Prime customers, and you're able to ask the AI questions. How do I do X in Rancher, right? Or how do I do this in Apinio, right? So it's actually going through and it's expanding. So it's primarily focused on the Rancher product suite, but it goes and it's able to answer common questions like how do I back up, how do I restore? What happens when this happens? AI will answer it and then give you a link to like the documentation to take it deeper as well.
Oh, nice. Okay. So very like ChatGPT, but specific to Rancher.
Yes, and we want to give customers the ability to empower themselves. Right.
That's always important.
Like if they have the ability to kind of like, hey, how do I do that? I mean, sure, you can Google search it, but the AI is focused on all the stuff that we have within our documentations and our knowledge base. And it's actually really cool. Like I've used it to help. So what I do is build a lot of content for Rancher Academy. And it's sometimes I've had to actually use it. So like, I don't remember how to do this. Hold on. And then like it comes back, oh, that's how you do it. And so it's really powerful.
You know, it's so important that like when you think about the usefulness of AI, really it's making those tedious or hard tasks easy.
Yeah.
It's almost like as, when calculators were invented. It's you could have done it all by yourself, but it's making those tedious tasks a lot more easier.
I am personally waiting for AI in the fridge where AI can determine what I can make for dinner based on what's in my fridge. Like when that comes out, folks, like I'm the first one. Samsung, if you make a fridge that does that, I am in. Like they got that screen on the thing and they're like, here AI goes, this is what I know is in your pantry and your fridge. Here's your recipes. I'm like,
nice. Perfect.
That's perfect.
Yeah,
Samsung's gonna do it, and they're gonna look back at this video going like, that was monumental.
Thanks for the pro tip, Rob. All right. So let's go back to KubeCon here.
Okay.
How many KubeCons have you been to now?
I think this is my 6th or 7th. I don't remember.
I always like to ask the seasoned vets here, what advice would you give to folks going to their first KubeCon?
Okay. leave your laptop back home because you probably are not going to need it. That's extra weight. People feel they need to bring it. Don't do that. Bring a water bottle, liquid IV, or some Abbott Pedialyte packets. Hydrate.
Caffeine right into the blood system.
Well, those are just for hydration. I mean, they serve a lot of coffee around here, but the hydration, like people come around, they're just like, you can just see you're exhausted. Get and drink water. The CNCF provides a bunch of that, and really good shoes, because you don't realize you're running around. Like, I'm wearing some terrible, ugly hiking boots, but they're designed for KubeCon. Like, they're not my cute shoes, but people don't realize those are some of the things. So. Like, yeah. I look at KubeCon sometimes as like a trek outdoors, like, pack the right things, stay hydrated, wear good shoes. KubeCon's really a hike.
It's a marathon. It's not a sprint.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
You got to get that good arch support. You'll be standing for a long time.
Yeah, and even if, you and I work booths, right? So we're here, we're talking to a ton of people. But even if you're a guest, you're coming through and you're hitting all of those booths, you're still on your feet, right? And you don't realize it. And you can get to day 3, and day 3 is when a lot of these, like the solution showcase, people are giving away a lot of awesome things on day 3. If you're not there, you're missing out, right?
Yeah, it's true. Because you know what? They don't want to take it back home.
Nope. Like, don't ever ask for swag on the first day. Go for end of day 2, day 3, that's the best time.
Yeah. Now, you all at the SUSE booth. Am I saying that right? SUSE?
SUSE, yes.
Okay.
Now it depends on like where you're from in Germany, because in most of Europe it's SUSE, but down in southern Germany it's SUSE, and they say it differently.
Oh. Well, let's hope I'm not butchering it.
No, but SUSE is fine. Yeah, I learned that the hard way. I'm like, what are we talking about? The same company? We work. Oh my God, we do. That's amazing. So you did say it right. SUSE. So
at the SUSE booth,
okay,
y'all do filming there, and
yep.
I know you're a bit of a camera nerd. Would that be okay to say?
When I got into DevRel, they didn't tell me. That wasn't part of like the job description. It just kind of happens. Like, they're like, hey, by the way, you got to go figure this out.
By the way, you're gonna have OBS installed all the time now.
I moved to hardware based, so I don't use OBS. I use I'm not plugging any products, but I use the A10 Mini ISO switcher, and it works amazingly to be able to go.
What would you give to someone kind of wanting to do something maybe on a lower budget at their booth?
At a booth? Or
anywhere,
really. Like at a booth, your iPhone works amazing. People don't realize that an iPhone right now, like an iPhone 14 or even like a 12 or higher, could be some really awesome recording. And you get this little phone stand there, and there's a company called Small Rig has a great microphone, and you'll see me do videos like that. I still use an iPhone for that because it's still 4K quality.
Nice.
iPhones have that iMovie thing. There's other softwares out there. I'm just using what I know, and then you can just edit it right on your phone, upload it, and it works amazingly. It's perfect to get started, and I've done videos like small, short, 5, 10, 20-minute ones with an iPhone. Works great.
Nice. And I guess you want to give us like a really quick description of what kind of equipment you're using at the booth?
So at the booth right now, I'm using a Panasonic Lumix GH5 Mark II as my main camera, a GoPro Hero 10 as my wide-angle shot, a Tascam for audio, an ATEM for switching my inputs, right? Because I got multiple cameras like you guys have here. And it also allows me to record each individually, so it's really kind of powerful. And then for a video, I don't use like a small screen. I use this big Blackmagic video assist, so I can I know what I'm seeing. Lighting-wise, my booth's pretty bright, so that hasn't been an issue. I didn't really need to bring lights, but that's kind of the setup right now. Next year it'll be different. I think we're gonna go more of an intimate podcast theme. Love the couch though. I have not been down here, and I was like, I'm coming down from for the session. I'm like, wow, you guys really the couch.
We've been calling it the cloud couch.
The cloud, yeah, you guys did this right. This is nice. It's very intimate too.
Awesome. So I believe you're kind of taking on a larger scope now at SUSE. I guess, can you share some wisdom about DevRel?
Yeah, and I say this a lot, and it's an popular opinion, and my coworkers, not coworkers, but my peers in the industry might think DevRel is not an influencer role. right? DevRel is a technical role, and you have to encompass a lot of marketing roles. And if you think it's just, you're going out there and taking pictures like on Instagram and you're traveling and being that influencer, that's not DevRel. And it's a technical role. It is, and there's different varying degrees of technicality, right? That's what we're doing here. And I think that's the thing I would share with people is like, that's, know what you're getting into when you see it. Because there's times where I bang my head up against the desk like I'm writing code again because something's not working and this demo needs to get out the door. So it's that. So just understand what you're kind of like a whole marketing department or engineering at times.
Documentation, sales.
I forgot documentation, sales. And, and people are like, well, you're in the community. Why are you're not in sales? So, you'd be surprised how many people who are in your community are wanting to become a customer, and you have to help everybody equally, right?
Yep.
And you have to help them become a customer. And so that's another thing. You're like,
It's the role of many hats.
yes.
Yeah.
Yes. And
All right. Okay. Last thing. Oh, well, we kind of talked about AI already, but like, what do you think if you had a crystal ball that you could rub? Tell me a little bit about AI, and more importantly, like toward how it relates to maybe open source or maybe infrastructure.
sure.
Not fridges this time, though.
Yeah, well, I mean, the whole kit in the kitchen thing is going to be revolutionary. I want to say that. But if we look at how it's going to happen in open source, I think where open source is going to help AI is for people to look at what the models are doing and be able to critique the models and give transparency to it, right? So if you think about, we have a chatbot that's AI is driving it, how was it taught? Has it been taught with a wide array of, people and their input? I think open source and the transparency that we're going to have, because right now a lot of it's closed. Like how many models that you don't like, they offer it. But then there's a data thing. There's the data side of it.
There's a data side. There's a licensing side of it.
There's that too.
Confidentiality side of it. Like some companies may not want to have their data be used to create other models.
Yep. And how do you create models that have a sample set that's worldwide and still adhere to GDPR?
Right.
I have questions, and
There's many questions to be asked.
Yes.
To be answered. And asked, I guess. All right. Do you have any last thing that you want to say? Anything about SUSE? Anything about KubeCon?
We've had Rancher Academy up and running for a while, and it's one of the things I kind of want to follow up. If you're new here, there's a lot to learn, and a lot of companies, and mine included, we offer free training. So Rancher Academy, you want to learn about more cloud native stuff. It's not just mine, but it's out there. But if you're coming here for the first time and you want to learn more, have some takeaways, have something to take back to where you work, where you're going to school, and there's a lot of it out there. So it's not just mine. I know other companies have it. There's knowledge to be had and shared, and share the wealth with it.
That's such a good point. How many people have been enrolled in Rancher Academy so far?
As of a little bit ago, 11,000.
That's amazing. 11,000 people
enrolled, but you have to understand that people unenroll themselves. We have GDPR requests to remove them, so we don't actually tally a compute because it comes down. So we know who's currently in there, but like people come in and they delete themselves out.
Yeah,
I think I can pull those numbers of from our archives of how many people, not the actual individuals, but like the unique individuals that we put through there.
Still so amazing. Like over 10,000 people have, become educated on Rancher just by so much stuff that you have personally created.
And it's not just Rancher. We have a course on Kubernetes and containers. So it's generic, but I want to make sure that people know what we're all doing here. If you look at the landscape, it's daunting.
It's daunting's an understatement. It's huge.
And so, and people, first of all, you don't know where to get started, but you don't know what half the stuff is. And so when we look at like some of the projects we have in the landscape, like Longhorn, we're working on a course for Longhorn. New Vector's our new product that we have, product we have out there. We want to tell people about it so they can go, what is it? How does it tie in together? And then from there, we want to really talk about how to navigate the landscape. Because I don't think we don't ever talk that navigation. Like, where do I start with, distribution, that's a great place, but where do we build out from there?
Right. What are you going to add on top and all that?
Yeah, because Kubernetes is Kelsey famously tweeted, and I think it's the tweet shot that was heard around the world, is that Kubernetes is a platform to build a platform, and you have to like add these extra things in because they're just not there.
Yeah, it's I like to say that, spinning up a VM doesn't really get you anything. It's what goes into that VM that, what are you actually serving? What's your workload? That's the value add.
Exactly.
All right, Rob, thanks so much, man.
All right, thank you.
Thanks.